Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. First off, please give a follow to the Instagram, and if you want to, a like to the Facebook page. We're just going to do a quick review of the Strider AR 3/4 or 0.75. This guy's going to be a little bit different than the ones you're going to see. Good place to get these guys is going to be DLT trading. There might be a few other places, but as far as I know, there are definitely some on DLT trading. This guy actually has a Damascus LBS, and this has our lock bar stabilizer and a Damascus clip. You can see it is blue and purple and silver, and it also has a performance pivot. Unlike what you would find on a normal other strider, would be this guy here. It's a little bit different. Most people prefer these pivots. They have a larger fastener, larger screw. It's just overall tends to be more durable. This one here is satin, so you can see the grind lines in this guy here pretty well. This guy is actually going to be your bronze titanium. Kind of see it right there. This is an S35VN. The one on DLT trading are actually going to be S90V, which is great for this type of style blade. It's going to be great for cutting over and over and over, not have to sharpen as much. Now, the S35VN is going to be more user friendly, so it's going to take a good edge and be easier to sharpen than S90V. But if you make like very minimal cuts, or you only cut open boxes, S90V is actually probably going to be a better choice, to be honest. Now, the ones that you're going to get at DLT trading, they are going to be the ones that are designed by Strider, but produced by Medford. I wouldn't even call that a collab. It's basically Strider designed it, all the details, everything, and just handed it off to someone to make. Now, like a collab would be something like the Strider ProTech collab, where you get the same similar design, but then you also have a automatic feature or a very ProTech feature. So it's kind of meeting more 50-50, where this is more meeting 90-10, where everything design-wise and whatnot and is all Strider, and the actual production of it just being made is Medford. Now, that may turn some people off, but the reality is this guy is actually really smooth. Would not recommend that unless you know where to hold your finger. It is very smooth. Now, you can unlock it and do it nice and smooth and in a safe way. It does flick out like that. It does flick out like this too. That, not so much. It's really hard to do on camera. But then again, regardless, this is very, very smooth. Now, blade length. Okay. We are looking at roughly about three and a quarter overall. but your cutting edge is going to be a lot closer to 3.5. It's because this cutting edge lines up to here, slightly behind this, so you're actually going to get, the dimensions are very solid to almost exactly what you would want out of a knife, to maximize every aspect of it. Overall length is exactly 8 inches. It's hard to tell because the camera is at an angle, but we're at 8 inches over here. It is actually, so some size comparisons here. It is actually, it's hard to tell here, but it is actually exactly 1/4 of an inch smaller than the S&G, and exactly 1/4 of an inch bigger than the DC. So it's right in between these two. For a non-strider size comparison, the Shaman. Shaman overall is going to be larger, but you're also getting the same blade length, but you're getting actually more cutting edge from the AR. But what's interesting is most people are like, well, you get a forward choil. Yes, you do. Right. But with this, you also do. You get it. Both have that. But you still get more cutting edge with the AR than you do with your Shaman. Now, thickness, because I know a lot of people. Now, first of all, it is actually going to be right on the dot as the same thickness as your Shaman. But then again, you also have a much thicker blade stock. Much thicker. But I don't know if you can see that. Is because of the belly. Yes, it is relatively thick behind the edge, but because of the belly and how it works, this does cut extraordinarily well. I did not actually do intensive cardboard cutting. I have with other striders and other that have the same dimensions blade wise to this. Same amount of drop, same amount of belly, and same thickness behind the edge. They all cut through cardboard well. The thing with this one is because of the flat, it is going to drag more. Just how that works. It's going to be harder to cut through cardboard. But that's not what you're going to be wanting to do with this size of blade anyways, or style of blade anyways. Though it cuts very well. Very, very, very well. One thing you are going to notice is it's wide. It's very, very wide, so it's going to be it's very chunky. So it's chunky in a similar way to the DC. DC is more up here, which I actually think is a better design, because when you have it in your pocket, if this is sticking out, this is to the top, and then it kind of tapers down near the bottom of the pocket, so it doesn't feel as bulky, where this is just thick all the way and actually tapers the opposite direction. Makes a great design personally, but I definitely think it doesn't sit as well in the pocket as the DC does. Um, so another quick size comparison. For those of you that have it, here is your bare knuckle. Same blade length here, but so similar blade length. Well, this has similar blade length to cutting edge. This has 3.5 inches of blade of cutting edge. This has 3.5 inches of blade. So these are going to be the same, right? But the thing about the bare knuckle is it actually does the same thing the AR does. Is it puts the cutting edge actually behind here. So you're actually going to have more like 3.6 inches of cutting edge on the bare knuckle. So it's a little bit more cutting edge. It's also going to be way easier to carry in the pocket. It's also a lot thinner. But lengthwise, they're very, very similar. Now, here is the 940. This is a much better comparison, although you have cutting edge over here more. So overall length, they are identical. But yeah, you do have more cutting edge there, but these are polar opposites. This is slim and easy to carry in the pocket, but this is chunky and hard to carry in the pocket. Or you don't want to carry anything else in your pocket. Similar is that this is going to be a whole lot thinner. And that's just the way it works with these guys. So overall, if you like Shredder and you like Medford and you like smooth action, you like chunky knives, very capable knives though, and very unique designs, this is definitely going to be something you would want to look into, want to carry, and use. This is definitely something that will use well. It does feel very comfortable in the hand here and here. It actually also feels great in this position, by the way. And these are actually available. Like a lot of the Shredders I've talked about are not, or hard to find, or you have to go through different hoops or different means. But this one you can get on DLT. And you can find people that make these clips in this. But regardless, this is something you can get. Now they have different options. You don't have to get this exact style. You don't have to get the bronze. You don't have to get the satin. You can get coated blades or blue or satin, or you can get bronze. But there are more options than just this color combination. But overall, this is definitely something I would highly recommend. It has a very nice aesthetic. Not going to be for everybody, and that is okay. It's definitely a very unique blade. All right, and that right there is going to be everything. That's all there is. These are also running on phosphor bronze, in case you were wondering, but all Medfords and all Striders run on phosphor bronze, so it only makes sense. But if you were curious, this does have external stops too. It is the frame lock, just for those people that are not aware. I will make one more comment, is I do really like how they do the lanyard hole, and the pocket clip is actually prioritized over it, but you still have good access to it. All right, and that is going to be it for this one. You guys have a great rest of your night. See you in the next one.